Welcome to Break the Cycle with Bethany Dotson, the podcast for high achieving professional women who struggle with codependency, attracting emotionally unavailable partners, and who repeat dysfunctional patterns in love. I'm your host, Bethany Dotson. And if you want to learn more about how to break your cycle in love, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and be the first to know when a new episode drops. I'll see you inside. I want to talk to you today about specifically if you found that you have really done a lot of work on yourself. You got into therapy, maybe you started with marriage counseling with an ex or your former spouse, and then you did individual therapy. You've read a lot of books, you've done a lot of research on the narcissist. But when it comes to dating again and moving forward and attracting a healthy relationship, you still feel in the dark. You still don't trust yourself. You feel like you're still meeting the wrong people. You notice you're getting emotionally unavailable people, still people who can't commit, things of that nature. And the number one reason why this happens, in spite of all the work that you have done on yourself, is usually your mindset. It is usually your mindset and specifically your beliefs, your subconscious beliefs. And your subconscious beliefs are influenced by unhealed trauma, which is what we help clients overcome ultimately, and prior conditioning from your past. Typically in childhood, but sometimes people have a stellar childhood that was like June Cleaver, leave it to Beaver type of a scenario. And yet, every partner that they've ever had has been toxic or narcissistic or emotionally unavailable for them. Even if you had a great childhood, experiencing one bad relationship can really be enough to do a number on your mindset. So, what specifically do I mean by mindset? I've got a few points that I want to cover with you today. So, a lot of times I speak to women who they believe that there aren't any good men left out there, or they feel like they are defective in some way. They feel like something's wrong with them because they keep experiencing the same pattern again and again. Even when they're dating, they still notice that they have a hard time meeting someone who seems wonderful and great. And don't get me wrong, dating is challenging even for a healthy person. Dating is challenging for just about everybody. But when you go into dating again with a mindset, and some people, they will do a lot to overcome their mindset stuff, meaning they'll work harder in their career. They will take up a bunch of different hobbies. They will take a lot of time off and do a lot of self help stuff and go on a lot of retreats and go on a lot of trips and buy themselves things and go shopping and all these things to make themselves feel better and to love themselves. But yet, nothing really truly changes deep in their psychology. And the number one reason you keep manifesting this scenario is because of your beliefs, your subconscious beliefs. And your subconscious beliefs, if they are programmed to something's wrong with me, or even I'm not enough, or relationships take a lot, it takes a lot of hard work to have a successful relationship, or it takes a lot of hard work to be a successful person, have to work really hard. These specific types of beliefs are going to keep you stuck. They're going to keep you stuck. And you likely recognize I've got a lot of references in my past that tell me relationships take a lot of hard work. I've got lot of references in my past that make me feel like I wasn't good enough. All my exes made me feel like I wasn't good enough. My parents made me feel like I wasn't good enough. They made me feel like something was wrong with me and that I was defective. And so when you have that conditioning, what I often see, especially in the clients that we work with, they all tend to be overachievers, meaning they tend to do more than what is required or asked of them in order to gain a sense of acceptance or a sense of belonging. And we often see this with women who are more or less workaholics in their career. They might have a profession that's demanding on them. We work a lot with people in healthcare or in other helping professions like consulting, financial advising, legal, things where they're helping other people reach an outcome. And those environments in their career tend to be the optimal playing field for them to play out this subconscious programming of I'm not enough. I need to do more for other people in order to gain a sense of acceptance and belonging. And while it's not necessarily bad because we work a lot with people who've achieved on paper certain levels of success in their life, they've made a lot of money, they've bought the homes, they've bought the cars, they've taken the vacations, they've raised kids, they send their kids to college. But on the inside, they feel empty. They feel like they can't have a healthy relationship. They still feel embarrassed or ashamed about their choices and their love life. They feel like they can't, that they don't measure up. And when you have that belief system of something's wrong with me, I'm not enough, I've got to work really hard to be successful or really hard to have a great relationship, that's what you're going to co create. That's what you're going to manifest in your life. Your beliefs become a self fulfilling prophecy. And a couple of really key distinctions here is that, when you have these experiences in life that cause you to, first of all, when you have these subconscious beliefs, your subconscious beliefs and unhealed trauma are usually the root core reason why you wind up in these destructive relationship patterns again and again. When you have those subconscious beliefs, it causes you to co create or unconsciously engineer. You unconsciously manufacture a scenario in your life that's going to cause you to feel not enough or something's wrong with you. And we see this 100% of the time in clients. They either get into a career where they never feel like they're quite doing a good enough job. There's always all this demand on them. They're stressed all the time, where they have their own business and they never give themselves a day off and they're working 12, 13 hours a day. And then in their relationships, they get into relationships where it feels like their soulmate in the beginning. And then over the course of oftentimes a couple of weeks or a few months, that slowly starts to deteriorate into emotional unavailability, or she realizes her partner has some issues. He's got a drug addiction, he has a crazy ex wife, and she takes it upon herself to try and keep that relationship going. And that relationship mirrors back the feeling, which is really her subconscious belief of something's wrong with me. I'm not enough. She will often attract emotionally unavailable or emotionally abusive partners who constantly make things her fault, who move the goal line, the yard line, and never make her feel like she's fully accepted and has a sense of belonging in that relationship. So if you are finding yourself in unhealthy relationships, or you're going years without dating or a relationship because you at this point absolutely don't trust yourself anymore to choose correctly, or you don't trust other people and their intentions and their ability to be upfront and honest with you, you are operating from a poor mindset. I'm just going to be blunt. You're operating from a poor mindset, and that mindset is going to keep you stuck. It's going to keep you repeating the same patterns. Recently just posted a comment on something I put on Facebook about maybe her ex or family or something. Somebody who was toxic really hurt her and really damaged her. And a lot of people that we work with have been through these experiences where they've been betrayed, they've been hurt, they've been gaslit, they've been manipulated, and they want to talk extensively about the terrible things that their ex did to them, or the terrible things that their ex is doing in court with their divorce, or the terrible things that their family did to them when they were 10. And that keeps them in a victim mindset, that keeps them in blame, that keeps them from accepting ownership over their trajectory in life and taking ownership of the choices that they have available for them right now. So when you have these experiences in life and you've got these subconscious beliefs running underneath the surface of your psychology and driving your behaviors in life and driving your choices, and just one quick caveat, when you feel subconsciously, and oftentimes These beliefs are so ingrained that you're probably not even fully aware that's what you believe. You might be going around after a happy hour or to your girlfriends and saying, I deserve a great partner. Why is it so hard for me to meet somebody? I deserve a great partner. But yet at the same time, you keep getting men who ghost you, who keep having commitment issues, who can't give you what you need. And it's because of subconscious, meaning you're not fully aware of them. And I see this all the time when I speak to women about working together. We'll ask them what they really want in life and out of a great relationship. And they have a really hard time articulating that. They have a really hard time talking about what they really want. They don't even think about it very much. In fact, they think more about what they don't want and what they're trying to avoid and what they don't want to happen again in the future. And that mindset and that thinking causes you to feel certain emotions. If you feel certain emotions like fear, anxiety, doubt, shame, embarrassment, these are all lower level negative emotions, anger that most people live in and day out. And in order to cope with feeling those feelings, a lot of people don't want to feel those feelings. So they do things to distract themselves, like staying chronically busy in their jobs or their careers, staying chronically busy taking care of other people, codependency, taking care of lagging partners, taking care of friends or family members that don't reciprocate the same level of commitment. And these are ways that or drinking or eating or spending too much money. These are all unhealthy ways that people tend to cope with feeling not enough, feeling like something's wrong with them, and trying to hide those feelings of shame, embarrassment, fear, sadness, anxiety. And over time, those feelings don't go anywhere. They just fuel your subconscious programming of something's wrong with me. I'm not enough. And then you unconsciously manufacture an event in your life that throws those feelings back up in your face, like a toxic partner, like a really toxic narcissistic boss. Just about everybody that we work with struggles to have a healthy relationship. And they also struggle in their jobs and their careers to set boundaries. They usually have a really demanding career. They usually work themselves way too much. And the sad part and the scary part really is that they normalize this behavior. They normalize it's just my profession, or it's just the way that it is, or working 10 or 12 hours a day is normal for me. It's just what I've got to do. And that normalizing of unhealthy behavior was often what they did to stay in a toxic relationship. Well, every partner, every couple goes through their struggles. Every couple has fights. Every couple goes through tough times. This is normal. He's just having a rough day. He's got some issues. It's normal for me to want to support him and be a strong partner for him. So that normalization will often keep you stuck. So again, your number one barrier to experiencing a healthy relationship is your mindset. Your mindset, the thoughts that you're thinking consciously, the subconscious beliefs you are running as your operating system below your waking awareness that are usually rooted in something's wrong with me, I'm not enough, or it takes a lot of hard work to have a good relationship, or it takes a lot of hard work to be successful and have what I want in life. And all of that mental stuff, all of that psychology is going to cause you to feel certain emotions on the regular basis. We call this your emotional home in my work. Your emotional home might be rooted in fear or worry. What could happen if I start dating again? What if I meet another narcissist? By the way, we find that most of the women that we work with aren't actually afraid of meeting another narcissist. That's actually comfortable for them. That's what they know how to do really well. They're actually more afraid of having a healthy relationship. They are terrified of that because that means that they have to truly be vulnerable. They have to truly have an open heart. They have to truly open themselves to receiving a partner fully. and running the risk of that partner rejecting or abandoning her. One of the reasons that most people wind up in narcissistic relationships, apart from their own unhealed trauma, is that they're comfortable with emotional distance and emotional unavailability in relationships from usually past unhealed trauma and past childhood conditioning. They're comfortable with that type of not getting their needs met. That's just like their template that they operate on. And so that template is often a match for narcissistic partners because you're never going to get close to a narcissistic partner. They're incapable of it. That's a match for somebody who's got addiction issues because they're incapable of getting emotionally close. That's a match for someone who's emotionally unavailable and put to work and his ex and his kids and his finances and his golf game and all kinds of before you because they're incapable of giving you what you need. So your mindset is really the number one thing. And the beauty of that is your mindset is 100% within your control. I talk to a lot of people that feel they believe it's just where they live. It's their age. They're too old. They have too much baggage. Men online aren't attractive. Men online are going to catfish them or they're narcissistic. None of that is the reason that you're stuck. You're stuck because of you and what's going on between your ears and what's going on in your heart. And 99.99% of the time, what's going on up here and what's going on in here are not a match for a healthy relationship. And oftentimes, that behavior, that programming, those belief systems, the emotions that you experience every single day feel so normal for you that to think about what you really want, to believe in what you really want, will feel uncomfortable. And we've done hundreds of calls with people. And I can't tell you how many calls I have with women. And we get to the part of the call where we talk about what they really want. And their mind just draws a blank because they don't spend any time or energy or emotional bandwidth investing in that. They are more invested in what they don't want. And that exact pattern of thinking about what they don't want and trying to insulate themselves from further betrayal or heartache is the exact reason why they're stuck. So, first and foremost, you have to shift your mindset. And even more specifically, you have to heal your trauma. If you've been going to talk therapy for many years, but you still struggle every day with anxiety, you still wake up in the morning and dread your day, you still feel like something's wrong with you still obsess over your ex, you still ruminate about the past, 9 times out of 10, you have really unhealed complex trauma. And talk therapy will not necessarily overcome that. You have to use a trauma informed method, which is what we use here to address things from the neck down, your nervous system and your body. Trauma is healed when we have a mind body method, when we utilize a mind body method that bypasses your logical awareness, your conscious thinking, and taps into your subconscious mind where these crappy beliefs are stored, and taps into your body where you have repressed emotions that are fueling those limiting subconscious beliefs that are causing you to unconsciously manifest negative situations in your love life and in your life at large. So you have to use a trauma informed method to address your unhealed trauma, unhealed complex trauma. Complex trauma is what happens in the context of relationships. Maybe you had a traumatic childhood that qualifies as complex trauma. Maybe you have had an unhealthy marriage that lasted 20 years. That's complex trauma. Maybe you've had a narcissistic boss for the last 10 years at your job that you feel afraid to speak up and set boundaries with. That's complex trauma. All of these things are going to fuel your subconscious beliefs of I'm not enough and something's wrong with me and I've got to work really hard to be successful or have a healthy relationship. So you have to address your unhealed trauma. Unhealed trauma also causes codependency. Codependency is maybe you attract partners who have some kind of porn addiction, workaholism, gambling addiction, alcohol addiction, drug addiction, addicted to their phones, whatever. If you're finding yourself in those patterns, then your own addiction is your addiction of caretaking other people, because that is your maladapted way of trying to get your needs met that's rooted in unhealed trauma. Codependency is often can create compulsive behaviors in people who have this pattern. And we see this a lot with women who really struggle to break free from a toxic partner. And I can attest to this personally. It's very much feels like breaking a drug addiction. So, healing, working, correcting your mindset, which starts with healing your unhealed complex trauma, healing your codependency, and then most importantly, taking very radically different choices in your life and in your love life, your romantic life. A lot of people that we've worked with, they've started their own businesses after years of thinking about it or years of talking about it, because they were still, before doing the work, believed that they weren't enough, or they believed that they couldn't do it, or they believed all of these negative beliefs. They kept meeting failure after failure. Some people that we work with have achieved greater success in their career. They've gotten a promotion without working harder. They've also dated and made empowering choices, and they've fallen in love with amazing partners. So these are some of the outcomes. They've created healthier relationships with their children. So these are some of the outcomes that you can achieve when you take the blinders off of your own potential and you truly start healing the root cause of why you do this, which is unhealed trauma and your mindset, and why you unconsciously manufacture these scenarios. So if you're interested, I know I'm going to say interested, if you're committed to healing this pattern, if you recognize, yeah, this is me, I keep doing this. I know it's wrong. I know I have a crappy childhood. I know all of my exes are toxic. I know that I know I'm the common denominator, but I'm not really sure how to stop doing that. I don't really know what to do. I don't have a plan. I've read all these books. I just don't know what exactly to do. Then book a free breakthrough call. Go to BethanyDotson.com/talk. We will tell you exactly what you need to do if we feel that we can help you. And even if we feel like we can't help, then on what specific journey or what specific stage you are in your life or your recovery after an ex, we'll give you the exact step for you that you need to take in that moment to start changing today. I think we can all agree that on the news, there is nothing but doom and gloom. And this world is going to hell in a handbasket pretty quickly. And we need more positive, enlightened, awakened, healthy, emotionally healthy, vibrant people. We need more love on this planet. And one person, it can start with you. If you change your life and you open yourself to love and you open yourself to what's possible for you in life, that's an inspiration to your children. That inspires their friends. It has a ripple effect. It's probably going to inspire your family members, your coworkers. So just by changing you, you can have a ripple effect across people that you're in contact with and in relationship with in your life. So if you're single, you're divorced, maybe you're in the process of a divorce with a partner, but you're living separately and you're professional, we say successful in other areas of your life, meaning your career is going fine, probably some issues there, but it's not falling apart. Your home environment is stable and you've already invested in professional talk therapy, but you're still feeling stuck in your recovery moving forward, and you want to have a healthy relationship, but you just don't know how to cross that bridge, go to BethanyDotson.com/talk, and we will tell you exactly how it's done. If we can help you, we'll show you all the details of what that looks like. And again, if we don't feel that we can help you on your specific stage of where you are, we're going to give you the next step so that you can start changing today. Thank you for tuning in to today's show. A brand new episode drops each week. Be sure to click and subscribe. And remember, healing trauma, codependency, and your lifelong pattern in love does not happen by itself. You need expert guidance and evidence-based methods. And I have helped hundreds of incredible women from all over the country heal betrayal trauma and reclaim their confidence while falling wildly in love with their own lives and attracting healthy relationships. If you like what you heard today and you want to see if you're fit to work with us, go to bethanydotson.com/talk. That's bethanydotson.com/talk and book a call to speak with us today. We'll get on the phone for about 45 minutes and get you crystal clear on 3 things. The real reason you keep attracting dysfunctional relationships, even if you know better or even if you've done tons of work on yourself. What you really want in a relationship, how you want to feel emotionally every single day in your life, and what lifestyle changes you want to make. And then number 3, the exact strategy you need to be using to get there. Again, healing trust issues, codependency, and a lifelong pattern does not happen without expert guidance. We've helped hundreds of women across the country heal complex trauma, codependency, and have the healthiest relationships ever, both with themselves and with others. Go to bethanydotson.com/talk to book your call today. I'll see you on the next episode.